What is up, you beautiful people? Welcome back to the Jordan Davis Podcast. I am your host, Jordan Davis. I hope you're having a wonderful day, no matter where you are, where you come from, whenever you're watching this, and I hope you're having a great day, night, no matter. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. I talk about all kinds of movies, blockbusters, DC, Marvel, Star Wars, any kind. I talk about them all. I love discussing them. Speculation, trailers, everything. And if you like that kind of thing, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help this channel a lot, and it'll help me grow. And so I would really appreciate you if you would help me grow this channel. So, on the video today, on the episode today, we'll be talking about something I have never talked before. And that is Twilight. Yes, I have never seen Twilight ever. And last couple of days I've been watching the first two Twilight movies on Netflix. And it's been something. It's been an experience. That's what I can say. But I'm going to tell you my reaction. I'm going to tell you my thoughts on the first movie and the second one. So, yeah. So let's get into it. So, now, I gotta be upfront. I have never, like I said, I've never seen Twilight. At all. Never seen it, never watched it. The only thing I know about Twilight is probably the pop culture references of, are you Team Edward, are you Team Jacob? That's the only thing I know about it. And so, I saw the posters, I've seen, trailers, I'm trying to prepare myself for it, what the heck is going on, and so, other than that, I've just seen the teaser trailers, and no other footage I've seen, no other scenes or dialogue, before, until I've seen the first two on Netflix. So, what were my thoughts? Let's start first on the Twilight movie. First one. By golly, it was hard to get through. It was really hard to get through. I never thought a movie to get through was so challenging. I've seen movies I really like that I've never seen before, like Pride and Prejudice. I love Pride and Prejudice. Lord of the Rings, my gosh, it's one of the greatest trilogies of all time. If not the greatest. So, I have watched the 4-hour one. The 4-hour Lord of the Rings one, the extended edition ones. So, I had no problem watching that, but by golly, have mercy, it was hard getting through the first Twilight movie. And I don't know if it was, maybe it was a combination of not just the writing, not just the cinematography, not just, how it was shot, how it was directed, how it was written, but there was some mega cringy, cheesy stuff in here. I'm like, and I said it when I was doing my live commentary on Twitter, reacting to it. It was like, the one thing I really liked about this movie, hey, takes place in my home state of Washington. Hey, that's a plus, right? I would say in the first hour, it's really hard to get through. It's really hard because there's just so much cheesiness, there's so much cringiness, and Edward is just I was like, dude, cheer up, my gosh. He is a emo, pale, extra walking, clothed, extra wearing, emo vampire that's every time I see him, he looks like he's about to cry. I was like, my gosh, do you need a Kleenex? Are you about to cry? Do you need a tissue? Oh my gosh, it's just, oh, it's like I get maybe that's the kind of thing that's in the books. Maybe it's what kind of thing they're going for. But my gosh, it was just excruciating. It really was. Oh my gosh, it's like, huh, when does it get good? It was like I'm like Twilight fans. When does this get good? I'm just, oh my word, my word, my word, my word. And oh my gosh, I think I saw the worst wig I have ever seen in a movie in Twilight. I'm like, Jacob, cut your hair and get rid of the wig. My gosh. Oh wow, that wig was so terrible. You would kind of think, spending millions and millions of dollars on a kind of movie like this, you would think they would have a decent wig to put on him. I was like, oh my gosh, it just looks so itchy, it looks cheap, and I was like, oh my, where the heck did you get that wig? Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. But, I have to say this, even though I have those cringy, cheesy problems with Edward and Bella looking at each other with this weird background music going on and weird slow-mo, is like time stands still. It's like, what the heck? Even though we get past that, it's respectable. It's a respectable movie. When there's not this weird, this kind of weird background music when Bella and Edward are interacting in their scenes. They got some, they got some good scenes, and we find out that when we meet, Edward's family, he's the normal one, which is kind of scary. But one of the things that I loved about this movie is something I never thought I would see in my life. Vampire baseball. I'm like, yeah, I want more of that. As a fan of baseball, I want more of that. But it kind of cut short. I was like, oh. The movie finally got good. But really, when you can get past all that, and there's some moments into this. There's some moments that you can like, oh, okay, that was good. There we go. That was good. Okay, I can deal with that. Not saying it's the best thing ever, but I can deal with it. It's not irritating. It's not suffering to get through this movie. There is some parts to it that I like, but the majority of this movie, oh my gosh, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. My gosh. Oh wow, it is. I don't think I could watch it again. It was like, and I'll tell you what I think about NewMoon, but I don't think I could watch it. You're gonna have to pay me money to watch Twilight. I like, there's gonna have to be a really good reason why I'm watching Twilight again. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But yeah, really, it was like, it was a respectable movie, but other than that, I can't find anything else great to talk about. I really can't. The director was bad, the cinematography was bad, the writing was bad, the color grading was like, everyone was pale, and down and dreary. It's like, this, even from the, the color of it, it was like very dreary, very emo, very, depressing. And so it was like, oh my gosh. It was like, where's the sun? Is there a sun in this movie? Like, does it shine at all? It's like, oh Lord. Have mercy. Oh God. But yeah, that's what I feel about Twilight. It was like, if you can get through it, bravo. That's really, that's really a thing. To really get through it, if you can survive it, then hey, you get a gold medal, you get golden star. But yeah. But that's how I feel about Twilight. Now, going into New Moon. Now, before I watched this, I wasn't sure about New Moon, but my friends who are fans of Twilight, they're like, you need to watch New Moon. You need to. It gets tremendously better. It is, for a lot of my friends, New Moon is their favorite movie. So I'm like, am I really gonna be watching Twilight again? Fine. I was like, okay, I'll give you one more shot, Twilight. And if you're not good, I'm done with you. I'm done. Now, okay, so I watched Twilight. I watched New Moon. New Moon, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. It was tremendously better. Tremendously better. You know, from every aspect that was bad with Twilight was a complete improvement. Complete, like, 1,000% improvement in New Moon. Even though I still have a major problem with it. Major problem about a particular character. And you're going to find out very soon. But the action was better. The score was better. The cinematography was better. The directing was better. And Jacob, he finally got rid of the wig. It took him like a whole hour to get rid of it. But yes, we got rid of it. I was like, yes, praise the Lord. They got rid of the wig. I don't have to keep looking at the wig. Because it was an ugly thing to look at. But I really liked Jacob. The more I learned about Jacob, that's my dude. Right? That's my dude right there. It's like, I tremendously like Jacob more than Edward. Like, maybe the reason why I really like this movie, because there's not much Edward in this movie. And it's like, I don't have to deal with his emo-ness. It's like, go away. But Jacob was, I thought how they wrote Jacob was cool. And I really think the werewolves in this movie really saved the movie for me. It really made it a much better movie. And at the end of the movie, you can check my Twitter at the Jordan Davis 1. At the end, after my review, I said, Wolfpack for life. I mean that. Wolfpack for... I wish they had like a spin-off of this focusing on the Wolfpack. Or at least a TV series or something like that, because that was the best thing in this movie, the Wolfpack. And how they hunted, and how the CGI was, and how they fought, and how they just turned into a wolf. It was like, obviously this movie was, got more money into it, but CGI was better. Everything about it was better with the Wolfpack and the werewolves, and I really liked their kind of dynamic with the reason why they hunt vampires, because they're breaking the code. When if you bite humans, then that's like death, and they send like the werewolf to hunt them. And so I really thought that was awesome. And so yeah, like, favorite character so far in this in these two movies, Jacob for me. And I guess you would say I'm Team Jacob. I guess I don't know, but yeah, Team Jacob, Team Wolfpack for life. Yeah, I'm totally on that side. Like vampires, forget them. Kill them off if you have to. But yeah. So So I'm going to be talking about, it's not all sunshine and rainbows with this movie. The one particular character that almost made me want to give me a bad review on NewMoon. Bella. Oh my gosh. She is the most annoying character I have ever watched in a movie. I'm like, oh my god. When Edward and Bella break up in NewMoon, spoilers if you haven't seen Twilight. I'm sure you all have seen it, but when he leaves, she falls in a ball in the forest. I'm like, woman, have respect for yourself. Pull yourself together. My gosh, snap out and do something. Have a hobby. I'm like, she was screaming. She was, just in hibernation. It was like months and months was going by. She was sitting in the same position. Same position. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my. I'm even getting annoyed right now just talking about it, reminding myself just how much I hated her scenes in this movie. It was like, and obviously, she was kind of like having her adrenaline junkie after, trying not to think of Edward. It was like, I was like, it's easy. Don't think of him. He's really not that great to think about. I mean, and plus you got some werewolves, dudes. They would protect you. They're more awesome. I literally don't understand why you chose Edward. I'm like, okay, I understand for the first movie, but let's all be honest. Jacob is more, better for her than Edward. But Bella ain't smart. So it's oh my gosh, it's all. I truly, with a passion, I loathe Bella's scenes. It was so terrible. It was like, can I just fast forward through her scenes? Because I think if I'm gonna continue with the series, I'm just gonna fast forward through her scenes. It's like, I might be fast forward through a whole movie at this point, because oh my god, it was just terrible. It really was. I'm like, I really don't want to. Maybe it's how the script was writing her. It was like, oh, can the screenwriter be fired already? I'm like, I can't deal with this. I just can't. But that was really the only part that really stick out to me, that really was annoying. Because I think everything else was really better than Twilight. And I'm really surprised that I like Twilight Bella better than NewMoon Bella. I'm like, oh my god. So Bella's scenes was pretty much the only thing that I hate and loathe about this movie. But everything else I like. Everything else is awesome. I want to dive more into Wolfpack. I'm like, Wolfpack for life. Give me more of that. Maybe we get more of that in in Clips and whatever their other movies are called. But yeah, I'm just more interested into that aspect of the story. Forget the emo, vampire, Bella stuff, And so, yeah, that's really all I hate about NewMoon. So, I think anyone that has not seen the first Twilight movies, obviously there's more, but if you haven't seen the first two, I would say if you can survive Twilight, get into NewMoon, it is much better in every aspect except for the Bella scenes. But every aspect of that movie is better than the first one. And and that usually does not happen, especially with films. It's usually the first one that's good, and it gets better. It gets worse on and on and on. But it's weird that the first one was bad and the second one was much better. So, yeah, that's what I have to say about my first reactions and first thoughts about the first two Twilight movies. Comment down below. Have you seen the Twilight movies? Are you a fan of Twilight? What do you think of my opinions and my thoughts about Twilight? And I would really love to hear from you. And really, like I said, just want to know your thoughts and everything. And so yeah, so this is going to be the end of the podcast. Just want to point out, if you can't watch me on YouTube, I have audio-only podcasts that are on Spotify, Apple, Google, Anchor. No matter where you get your podcast, you can watch them all, or listen to them, rather, on those platforms, and help me grow my audio podcasts even more. So I would really appreciate whenever you can listen to it. I really appreciate you give me a great rating on my audio-only podcast. So now that we said all that, I want to thank you all for listening, watching, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.